the president should be an ex-official member of the finance committee, and the president shall countersign all bills of the union. Okay, I now open the floor for nomination.
I will nominate Ren Kai.
Brilliant from Arts.
From Arts.
Okay. Any seconder?
Just I'm from Arts.
Ren Kai, do you accept? Okay. Are there any other nominations?
Computing nominates Clovis Computing as the NUSSU EXCO president.
Okay. Any seconder?
General Computing.
Okay. Clovis, do you accept? Are there any other nominations? Okay, with that, I propose the okay, I cannot propose. Can someone propose for the closing of the nominations? Seconder? Okay, like what Peng Chong mentioned, the order of the presentation will be according to the candidate that is nominated. So Ren Kai will go first, followed by Clovis, and Ren Kai will have 1 hour for presentation, up to 1 hour. Ren Kai will have up to 1 hour for his presentation and up to 1 hour for a Q&A. So if the council feels that an hour for Q&A is insufficient, someone can propose for an extension. Okay. When the candidate is giving his presentation, again, basic ground rules, please give your utmost attention and please respect the candidate. Do not leave the place. If it's really necessary, really urgent, let us know. But please respect the candidate and please ask constructive questions. We will only accept questions or point of information or point of clarification. So there should be no personal attacks or comments attacking the integrity or the character of the candidates. Okay.
Test. Can you hear me? Hi. Hi guys. Good morning. Thanks for coming on a Saturday morning. I know it's sleepy, so try to keep yourself awake. Yeah, and as compared to last year, I think we got much more observers, so that's a good sign. Anyway, right, I got 1 hour, but I aim to 10:10, right? I aim to finish it in less than 30 minutes, so that we got more time for Q&A. At the same time, we can have lunch together earlier and end the meeting earlier. I don't want to try until 7 o'clock. Okay, so before I start, let me do a self-introduction of myself. I'm year 3 econs major from Arts. So what I have been doing in NUS for the past 2 years. As you can see my eye, actually I'm half blind now. I cannot really see on the left side because of my contact lens. So let me tell you what I've been doing in NUS for the past 2 years. Okay, in year 1, not a lot of stuff actually. Yeah, so in year 1 actually, when I was a freshie, I was very young. So I do a lot of things, but not a lot. So I was in NUSSU Elections program 6, 2011. That was the batch whereby I brought Kumar down, spent a lot of money, brought him down, but he's very funny, so it's good. So batch program 6. Year 1 as well, in the middle of year 1 and year 2, I did NUSSU Elections, and that was the year when my com brought the whole rep down to the promontory. Some people really hated it, but some people loved it, so mixed. BizCom, and when I was a freshman in BizCom, I was in events cell. And after that, I do something else again. I went to join NUSSU CMC. At that time, it was Central Marketing Committee for FOCC. So somehow got some companies got me, managed to con HTC in. Yeah, cheat them a lot of money, but then, okay, it's for our benefit. Yeah, and after that in arts, actually I bounced around. So in year 1 as well, I was in NUS ECONSOC, under publicity and bazaar cell. And of course in arts, I joined arts camp all week, being a counselor at freshie AOJ during year 1. And next year 2, a bit old, so I do a bit less. And in this com, I still start in this com. Yeah, somehow level up, become a chairperson. At the same time, level up further, become NUSSU EXCO as a director of marketing. And in arts, I also level up, become an OGL and subsequently house IC. So, more visual aspect. Okay, this, BRP, sorry. Okay, this was me when I was in year 1. Very cock, very retarded. Oh, this kind of language only recorder. Yeah, and this was in this econs camp when I was OGM, and I'm here, very retarded also. And this is me when I was doing NUSSU batch. Yeah, I was a program tip, so supposed to be active, I don't know, so yeah. And this is my batch comp during our AE. A lot of them they're not here, yeah, all the older people. Only I old enough to bounce around here and there. And this is my red comp. Can't really see, but this is a big screen that we have during the promotory part. Spent a lot of money, but we had fun, and I think it was a good experience. Same thing, back home. And this is me. Even though I become year 2, supposedly supposed to be more mature, but I'm still very retarded in camp. In camp only, yeah. Alamak, stop. Okay, this is me when I was year 2 as well, when I took over NUSSU Bizcom chairperson. This metric fair. A bit retarded, but I think it helps because eventually I managed to con all of freshies in. So not bad. And me in arts as an OGL, and this guy here, right, he's my successor. I managed to con him in to become the chairperson of Bizcom as well as the incoming DOM. So very good continuity. And yeah, here is my MC. Halfway through, I think it was Chinese New Year this year. So we had this MGM thing, monthly general meeting. I guess it's not bad because when I took over Bizcom, right, membership, right, plus my own EXCO member, my MC members, I mean, we only got less than 15 people. Halfway through, right, I managed to con a lot of freshies in, and yeah, we celebrated Chinese New Year together, something like that. And also halfway through, after conning them to become members, I further to con them to become MC. So those are the outgoing. These are my outgoing. Those are my incoming for this year. And yeah, these 2 persons. Yeah, I must really thank them. They are my vice chairperson, internal and external. But they are not here today. And here, 33rd NUSSU EXCO. This is where we just step up. I think we don't really have a lot of combined photo this first few. Actually, this is only one. Yeah, we all look very demure in AD. Oh, this is quite recent when I was in arts camp when I was doing house IC. Yeah. And yeah, trying to act safe when I'm playing some tug of war. I don't play, I just ask people to play there. And then here we win, not bad. And lastly, y'all see the drastic difference between the NUSSU EXCO then and now. A bit retarded also. Don't blame myself, but I think partially I'm a bit retarded, so it influenced them. Yeah. And so, so after these 2 years in NUS, right, and in NUSSU, what have I learned? How do I see NUSSU as? Let me do a simple demonstration. Okay, let me start with a small circle in the middle. And I label this circle NUSSU EXCO. And of course, without the NUSSU committees, NUSSU EXCO can't really function. NUSSU committees we content, say Bizcom, PRU, etc. And they serve as a function of the EXCO as well as the union. And on the bigger circle, I place com clubs there. Because without the com clubs, there won't be EXCO. After the election procedure, the EXCO will come up, then we have the EXCO. On the wider circle outside, there's a NUSSU council, which is people in the middle here. And together we make the NUSSU council. And lastly, we cannot forget that we are part of NUS, which comprises of the rest, everybody. And of course, if you study math, right, all these areas, you can say them SMU, NTU, Singapore, etc. Yeah. So, what is union? What is union? In my definition, right, actually based on constitutional definition. Not sure whether you can see this, but this highlighted bit of part. So this is union. I'm not from NUSSU, I'm from NUSSU EXCO. You guys are from NUSSU Home Club. Together, we are one union. That's the whole idea. Yeah. And of course, people in NUS, you guys are members of union. So together, as a whole, we are in the NUS community. So of course, I think this one the vision has went through just now. I understand that this is a union's vision. Very chunky, representative, inclusive, credible, institute to blah 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 blah. So I have to break it down. And even more chunks. but the idea is actually to safeguard, promote interest, uphold and respect without any discrimination, and lastly, to promote welfare of the unions within the NUS community. And definitely, these three mission and the vision that we saw just now, right, we will continue to build to enhance it, to make it better, to go towards that direction. So, what's my targets and goals for this year? I'll sum it up in 3 general directions. First, one union. Second, louder union. And third, welfare union. Okay, do take note that based on the definition I have on NUSSU, right, union itself doesn't mean NUSSU EXCO, means union as a whole, everybody. So let me look into one union first. So what is union? I explained already, so you roughly know. If you don't know, then I will re-educate you guys again. So why is it important? Why is one union important? Actually, I basically summarized it up in 3 areas. On the first part, I think everywhere we face the same problem, be it Con Club, Fact Club, non-Fact, even EXCO. We always face the problem of awareness and outreach. We do a lot of stuff, but the students don't care. I mean, there's a certain group of people care, that's why they're here. But we got 22,000 undergraduates here, and we can't even fill out a LT. So that's the kind of things that we face, and it's the kind of problem that we always face, and it's common across all clubs. So how does this one union thing actually help? It actually helps us to enhance the presence together in front of the students. Rather than being stuck in a position where we're in a dilemma, I don't know whether should I boost the awareness of Con Club, or whether should I boost the awareness of EXCO. I think coming together, we can do it together. Secondly, I think we can allocate resources more efficiently if we see ourselves as one entity. So let's say things like council marketing committee. In the case like, let's say Arts Club, we have to contact company A. And we realize that, let's say, BSEC Club, there's already an established relationship with company A. Instead of doing through all the mundane stuff, right, to go do all the hassle to re-engage company A from our side, right, we actually can go through BSEC just to do a simple link up. And that actually saves a lot of time, a lot of resources on our part. Because for us, right, manpower and time is very important. Because at the same time, other than being a NUSSU volunteer, we are students as well. So this is the kind of resource allocation efficiency that I'm talking about. Hopefully we can achieve together as a union. And lastly, right, this is very pragmatic in the sense that actually we stand together, we can get more political leverage when we are talking to the school admin. When the EXCO talk to the school admin, actually the school actually see EXCO as the main contact point of the whole organization. In fact, all student body. So let's say we go down to OSA, we go and request things from Prof. TTK, for example. In the case of the school admin actually see us united as one organization, the kind of words the weightage on our words, right, is actually much higher and bigger, and people will know that we have the support from our own constituents and our own students, and this helps us in trying to ask more, and I think we can go a lot further. Definitely, this political leverage is not just constrained within EXCO. Within the Con Clubs, when you guys speak to your prof in charge, your dean, let's say for example, Engine, you guys want to ask for some stuff, and if let's say the dean office of Engine realize that Engine Club is being supported by another 13 clubs together with the EXCO, with the students, I think the kind of requests that you make, right, in terms of weightage, right, I think the dean office will take it differently. Yeah, so that's the kind of political leverage I hope to achieve through this initiative. And of course, how to do it? We will start from the beginning, NUSSU EXCO. In the 33rd NUSSU EXCO, right, we ourselves, ourselves, we don't really consider ourselves, we don't call ourselves as NUSSU EXCO. I mean, yeah, people might say I'm a bit anal in that sense, whereby I must call myself NUSSU EXCO or whatsoever. But I think it's a sort of a bad practice. It doesn't really reflect truly what's the structure being represented. So, of course, within ourselves, we must understand that we are from NUSSU EXCO. We are not NUSSU. Together we are NUSSU, but we are NUSSU EXCO, you guys are Con Club. This is the central theme of my whole presentation, actually. So you'll get a bit irritated. Yeah. And definitely through what David mentioned just now, actually I want to create more channels for the council members to actually come together, be it formal, informal. Last year we had 5 council meetings, including the elections. This year probably we can push it up more, but rather than making it official stuff, right, I will have more non-official stuff. Or in fact, actually, if we can do events together, all 14 clubs, or 10 NUSSU committees, plus 1 EXCO come together and do an event, I think that will help. And the last point, NUSSU EXCO to attend the MC meetings of all clubs. This is something that I hope to do. It's not for me to go in and probe all the MC meetings for each club, but it's actually to know more about your MC. Last year, right, the idea of One NUSSU is actually quite strong within the CQ, the group of presidents. But I think this kind of effect didn't really trigger down to the MC level. So at least this year, I want to have this kind of effect triggered down to the MC level. That's the minimum that I'm looking for. Attending the MC meeting, I would say probably once or twice. Probably we can go more. I can share with you more of what NUSSU EXCO is doing. You guys can share with me what your club constraint is. What are the constraints you guys are facing? What are the things that you all want to do? Or even on a personal basis, what kind of things you like? Yeah. And so that's for 1 unit. I still got 20 minutes. Okay, for another unit, very simple, more visible unit. On this end, right, actually, later on the concept will elaborate further. She got more detailed plans. I'm not really a visual, not a very thought person. But okay, this is the NUSSU perception survey that we did 2 semesters ago. And see, right, actually our response wasn't bad. We got 1,700 students who attempted the survey online. But then, that is only 8 to 9% of the total population. So I think it's representative across all clubs for faculty and this stuff. I think roughly that's the kind of participation rate that we are looking at. So very obvious, we are not visible enough. We got another 92% of people don't really know what we are doing, don't care, and things like that. And a lot of people still don't know what is NUSSU about, don't know actually clubs are part of the unit. So how to do it? Very visual, very visual and very physical. I want to have more physical items. I think for the past 2 years, everybody is exploring social media, online, website, whatsoever, EDMs. We are doing it well, all those kind of stuff we are doing it well, but I think it's time for us to move on back to the roots, so-called, to have more visual kind of things, so that when you walk along, let's say EXCO walkway, for example, you see something, you can see, oh, that's the arts club, or that's the science club, for example. People will know that you guys are there, and we are there. Strengthening your existing channels together with all clubs. Of course, I think we are all on Facebook, things like that. Existing channels can be further strengthened through more social media engagement or whatsoever. My council got more things to share about this, so we'll look into it later. And I want to relook into untapped resources, things like notice boards. Just some background. Actually, all the notice boards, most of them, right, for example, along the walkway where you don't see anybody managing, right? Actually, they all belong to NUSSU. It's just that for the past few years, we don't really have the manpower and resources to manage it well. So this is one of the example of what I mean by untapped resources. We can actually use it to make the whole school more visual, more physical in terms of NUSSU. And lastly, right, actually I want to share more content, and hopefully this content can translate to presence. Content such as, we do a lot of behind the scenes things. We meet Dean's office to ask for this, ask for that. We meet OSA to ask for this, ask for that. I think if we bring all this content out to let the students know, it will help in terms of boosting the presence. And actually, one idea I have is actually this thing called the town hall meeting. Yeah, it sounds a bit old school, but the whole idea of town hall meeting, right, is actually to have it in every faculty, probably once a month or something like that. It's just a platform, maybe we open up LTC in the central forum, whatever, for the students to come in to question us. At the same time, during this period of time, right, the MC members of each club will be there, and if possible, the EXCO will want to be present as well. So the whole idea is actually to get people to know more about us, provide a platform for them to question. And of course, a lot of people would say, my NUSSU persuasion survey online, I only can get 8% presence and attendance. So how can I get people down to the town hall meeting? In fact, actually, I want to counter-propose saying that we can be prepared to fail, in the sense that this whole idea, right, is actually not to succeed within this term, but it's actually to kickstart a platform, a channel of feedback for the students to really come in and talk to us, know about us. And I'm pretty sure my home faculty is going to do that. So at least Arts Club is going to start. And hopefully, right, be it whether I'm elected or not, it's a personal request already. I hope that all 14 clubs actually will start something like that. Yeah, it will be, you won't see any tangible returns at the start, but in 3 years' time, probably people will remember there is a channel that people can come in and question and ask. So it's all about platform building. Okay, very fast, fast forward. Welfare being the core, tangible welfare. Outgoing welfare sec and that welfare labor and wrong thing, together with the NUSSU welfare committee. Actually, they did a very good job in terms of bringing tangible welfare, ice cream, apple, whatsoever, all the free stuff. So I want to do more, but in a more organized manner. So last year, like we give out free ice cream, apple, all this, but because it was all in a mad rush, so we didn't really have the time to go and really plan it out properly, publicize it out properly, or even conveying the message down properly. So with proper planning, I think we can do more and go further. And in this aspect, I would want to do together with all club as a unit, so that we can actually create a greater impact rather than just one segment there, one segment here. Yep. And of course, transport infrastructure, academic, retail, dining, accommodation. We will continue to look into all these areas as and when they come. As of now, we don't know whether, let's say for example, our tuition fee will increase again. But all these kind of things that continue to come, we will continue to tackle. And definitely, we are required, actually I would propose everybody to be proud of what we are doing. I'm not saying that we are boasting ourselves, but at least to let people know that we are there, we are doing things. And welfare being the core, I really hope that all clubs will be in line that you guys are a welfare, or in fact, actually the whole unit is a welfare-centric kind of unit. The core purpose, one of the core purpose actually is to do welfare. So hope that everybody is on the same page. And yeah, bugs are harmless irritants. So what do we mean by these kind of things? They are actually long-term challenges that we always face consistently, no matter which batches. We always face, and is harmless irritants, I would say. I classify them as harmless irritants because they don't really harm us at all now, but they are very irritating. Yeah, something like that. So how do I handle with this kind of bugs? Buy insecticide. Sorry, bad name. Okay, I see 3 bugs flying around, very irritating. First is financial sustainability. Second, continuity. And third, school admin and us. I'm not saying that the admin people are bugs, but it's the relationship there. Okay, financial stability. This is just some background. Okay, this is the breakdown of NUSSU EXCO expenditure. 55%, oh don't worry, I'm not revealing secret or whatever, they are all presented in AGM. Yeah, 55% of our budget, this is our budget allocation, goes to FOCC and student life. Welfare 10%, operation 21%, publication and others, AD for example. And total expenditure, 380,000 per year. This is in Sing dollar, not rupiah. Yeah, so 380,000. So it's quite high. But our income is quite high as well. Let's look at the income. Subscription fee 56%, around there, based on my calculation that I had with the outgoing company. Not too bad in the sense that we are not very reliant, still quite reliant on subscription fee, but it's not too bad. Strategic partners, things like DBS, Standard Chartered. Just now I mentioned I con HTC in, for example. Yeah, those are kind of things, and they make up around 19 to 20%, more or less there. And others, things like the rentals, Starbucks, printing shop, whatsoever. That's it, right? Total income we based on estimates, right? These are all raw figures. It's not official yet because we haven't really do proper accounting. Right? It's just raw estimate that I have. Income estimate is around 359,000 Sing dollars. And if you can see, right, it doesn't really balance. We're in the rates. And I think for the past few years, we are in the rates due to the different events, like the RAC in collaboration with the RAC in collaboration with NDP. And last year was not bad. Our cost came back. So this is a kind of problem that I think everybody is facing. Everybody is trying to strike a balance in terms of income, expenditure, trying to make it balance. And so, what's my shit? Damn. Please don't record the damn now. Okay, so these are my three main options, I would so call. I'll say it's option. I don't think it's foolproof plan, but at least it's some kind of initiative that we will take. NUSSU Enterprise. This year NUSSU Enterprise, right, we'll be moving it to BISCOM, under BISCOM portfolio. Hopefully, through BISCOM we can get more resources to build enterprise. So what do I mean by enterprise? Enterprise means trying to make more money, in the sense to give back to the union so that we can do more for the students. So things like, I'm not sure whether you all bought the student life tea, but that's the first project. So we can explore more into merchandising, for example, even become a holding company for certain startups whatsoever. My incoming enterprise director here has the plan, and I trust NUSSU BISCOM to continue further. Hopefully through this, right, I don't think within 1 year we can do it, but at least, right, we are starting a channel for us to have a regular flow of income to make us sustainable in the long run. Yeah, and one new idea was, y'all been to IFG yesterday. The IFG band, very popular. Yeah, so probably we can start selling it, something like that. So, Union Strategic Partners. As I mentioned just now, as of now, when I came in, right, NUSSU had 4, we call it NUSSU sponsor, union sponsors in the past. We got 4 in the past. DBS, Stanchart, AIA, Singtel. When I'm here, we left with 2. Not say I screw up, but there's a change in dynamic in terms of how the company see us. Normally, I think those who have done marketing, you all should be very familiar with it. Companies want to come in to sponsor us, to support us, because in exchange you want to have some marketing power, marketing channels. And in that sense, right, the kind of direction that we are having together, right, is already very different. So we want to promote causes, we want to promote welfare, but companies want to come in and do marketing. So hopefully, actually this year also, actually for the past 1 year, I've been trying to look for another partner to move towards the CSR direction, corporate social relationship. So hopefully we can get somebody who are looking into this and support our causes to come in and fund us and support us, rather than just relying on all the corporations who are coming in for the marketing budget and channels. But it's challenging. I spent 1 year finding one company and I still cannot find. So we can continue to find. FOCC and student life, I think we can be more cost efficient. We're spending a lot of money, it's all student money. That's it, right? It's not, I think it's well spent. It's just that we can make it more efficient, make each dollar, right, more valuable in that sense. So continue the, as simple as that. I think it's the same problem we face everywhere also. We seldom appreciate our volunteers and we cannot retain people. Yeah, that's why there's always this continuity issue. And based on the fact that we are a student organization, everybody come in, first thing is student, then volunteer. So it's a huge issue for all organizations actually. So my initiative, I'm thinking of bringing back a human resource director to focus more on continuity. Not say continuity, it's a soft aspect of continuity, but to actually focus more on appreciation, welfare, internal welfare, be it to the clubs, to EXCO, to do more, to make the volunteers feel appreciated. I guess everybody's AD is coming, appreciation AD is coming. And we are thinking when we are going through the invite list, then we suddenly realize, hey, actually we are inviting those people who helped us with projects 1 year ago. put yourself in the shoe of those people who are doing projects 1 year ago. You're thinking, oh, my project ended 1 year ago, and now you're appreciating me. So it's not that nice lah. And we are trying to come up with some continuity, more continuous kind of appreciation system. And definitely, hopefully we can do more training and development elements into this system through, let's say, commit in terms of IT aspect, design, PRU, validation, whatsoever, and even external partners such as DBS. A lot of people are very sleepy. I'm sorry, I'm inducing sleep. Okay, we'll pass on the last part. Please try to listen, because this position is very important and it's contested. So try to listen. Because to be frank with you, right, I'm jumping now. To be frank with you, right, later you listen to Clovis' speech, right, our plans are not that different. So if you guys are really coming in to vote, to decide, to choose who's the kind of president you want, right, I really urge everybody to really listen to every single content that both of us are sharing. We are trying our best, so please try to listen. Thanks. Okay, lastly, school admin and us. I think you can hear it. We work closely, but it doesn't mean that we are under us or they are supposed to overpower us. But yet, we are not supposed to. I'm not saying that we should go all out to war, go protest, go burn OSA office or whatsoever. I'm not looking at that. Yeah, maybe send some email to them, spam the email box or whatsoever, but not to the protest side. But we must let the school admin understand that we are more than just a student organization. We are here for a greater purpose. The school admin, a lot of them, especially the staff, I'm not saying about the heads, the director or whatsoever, but a lot of staff, their full-time staff, they don't understand what we are doing here. They will see us as students. So it's up to us to spread the message across to them, saying that we are here for a purpose, we are here to represent the students.
For the Q&A session. And please refrain from directing personal questions once again. And any questions from the floor? Yes, please.
Hi, Randy Computing Year 4. I have 5 parts to my question. Okay, could you please go back to your slides regarding the value proposition of one union?
Is it here? Sorry, I got a lot of layers.
The one that you show, yeah, this one.
Okay.
The next one.
Yeah.
So your first point, right, you mentioned that you want to enhance the presence together in front of students. Then in your next slide, in the how to do it, you didn't mention any plan for this point. So could you briefly elaborate on that? That's my first part.
Oh, should I answer part by part or you wanna?
Yeah, you can just answer.
Okay, we'll do part by part.
Because I think you'll forget.
Yeah, I know my memory very strict. Okay, how to do it? Actually, I think more channels for our council actually to get together is one channel. I got nitty-gritty plans here and there. I'm not sure, I think you are not enough to, sorry my language, but I think you are old enough to know that actually, it's not old, they are experienced enough to know that actually we had this thing called the Union Week long ago. Actually, I'm thinking of bringing something back together. Back this time around. New Year, Union Week or not, I think it's up to CQ to decide together. But this is some of the initiative I do. And this time around, instead of EXCO pushing the idea of Union Week, I hope everybody can come and do it together. So let's say, for example, EXCO will take care of the central forum within this week, and each faculty, right, you all will use your own strategic locations to propose something, to do something, and together, right, we'll do a unified image kind of thing. Just like something like MF on a community level, just that we do it up on a council level. Of course, that said, right, a lot of resources are required, and every clubs are very busy. So I really hope we can come to a mutual consensus to see what kind of things that we can do together. The whole idea is to do things together to boost awareness. And if you boil down to the simple, small things, right? Things like email sign off, just adding a small line saying that you guys are a member of a NUSSU Constituent Club, for example, that will help as well. does that answer the question?
So you want to enhance the presence of NUSSU by having
Everybody do things together. Yeah.
But how will you address the student apathy then?
Sorry?
Student apathy.
I don't think I'm addressing the student apathy in this case. Like for example, my proposal for town hall meeting, I plan it to fail. Because I know that apathy, it must come from the ground. No matter how much we feed us, I mean you compare to the Singapore government, right now everybody say national conversation, but after you go national conversation, instead of people saying that, oh the government is listening, but government come out with a TOC photo say that, oh this guy from PAP, that guy from whatsoever. Because I mean it must come from the ground. And we are creating the channels and platforms for them to come on board. And it will take one or I don't think I can able to achieve it in 2 years time also. Probably in long run. 3 to 4 years. But the whole idea is actually to create a platform so that people actually know. And of course, to help us encourage or actually remove the apathy, being louder is something that I want to do so that at least people know. Yeah.
Actually, what I meant is by being apathy is you have this platform, right? But how will you be sure that people will come for this platform? So what is your plan for that?
I'm not sure. As in,
yeah, so do you have any plan to make it sure?
As of now, right, I think I addressed it already. Because the whole idea, right, is not about doing it within this term. It's for a long-term thing to create a channel so that actually long run people will understand that, oh, actually there's this town hall meeting, for example, that I can come in and talk. And of course, through small things on an individual basis, I believe that social capital actually helps a lot. So small things on each individual sitting down here, even on the council level, we must first spread the idea to our own friends, our own social circle. Then after that, it will trigger down. Then after that, hopefully, it triggers down to the extent whereby it actually bounces back on a communal level, no, actually on the general population level, something like that. That's why I'm not sure whether you all know, but that's why I set up my own election page. Not actually to tell people that I'm running, but actually to raise awareness in general, at least within my own social circle. Yeah.
Okay, so I take it as this more of a long-term vision.
Correct.
Okay, I'll move on to the second part of my question. Okay, so
Sorry, just to clarify, to ensure that there's fair participation from all the audience, so please refrain from asking too many follow-up questions to your first part. And to speed up the process, maybe you would like to limit the number of parts and maybe raise your hand again. Yeah, so if you can finish this part, yeah, we'll
I'll ask two first.
Sure, thank you.
So can you move to the louder union part?
Very good, you're very attentive. Thank you very much.
Because I'm not very young.
Yeah. Sorry, Andy. Which part?
Okay, your plan again.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Okay, so normally students will be aware of NUSSU, right, throughout our activities. But you didn't touch any activities at all. So do you have any plan for our activities?
You mean on the con club level or?
Not on the NUSSU level. Let's say like.
EXCO level.
No, I mean the NUSSU level. Let's say like all the projects and whatever people see outside there that we are doing. Yeah. Wouldn't it make us like louder if you touch on the activities? Because that's what people see. Like let's say the welfare fact or like the camps or the petting fair, all these. Yeah. Do you have any plan on like maybe improving them? I don't know.
I think my plans is I'm actually more of trying to improve the soft aspect. So in the first place, before we plan all this activity, right, the people that's inside the planning call, they must understand that they are part of the union. They are coming here for a greater purpose. Through that so-called inception, right, I hope this idea can propagate now. Because you think about it, right, you look at the budget, 55% already to FOCC and events. I think we are doing a lot of events already. And I believe that student life aspect of the union actually comes from con-club activities as well, because you guys are good at it. And so I wouldn't say that events will need some kind of modification in the physical sense, but it's a soft component. The people who are organizing it, they must believe in it. The PD that we approach, that we recruit, they must know that they are, let's say for example, a PD from science camp. He must understand that he's doing it for science club. because he's part of the union. It's not just because he want to do a camp and that's it. I think that's a lot of people fall into. And in the end, it becomes if the organizing body, right, becomes a very myopic one to think that, oh, it's just a one-off event, then after that the trigger effect won't happen. Because the seniors won't propagate the idea now. Seniors to juniors propagation is very, very strong. So I think I'm proposing to work on the soft aspect, actually, to start off first. Yeah. Does that answer the question?
It doesn't really actually.
Huh?
Okay, what do you mean by the soft aspect? Because
Means working on the organizing committee, the people. So actually I want to start off from the MC first. To make them understand that they are of a greater picture. Then the MC people will actually, hopefully, will spread the message now to the PDs. Yeah, because the nature of, I'm not even targeting the students first, because I think that the students, the most visible people that's on the ground, right, is actually the people who are organizing the events. And people like us sitting down here, we don't even organize the events. I mean, we ask our people to organize. The most, how on the ground we can go, right, is probably to help out. But we are not the people that the spreadsheet or the participants are looking at. It's the organizing committee that they are looking at. And the organizing committee must have the same kind of direction and general idea that we have. So that hopefully this will influence the participants. Yeah.
but your aim is to get students to know what NUSSU is about, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't your aim be targeting as many broad audience as possible?
Correct.
Targeting the committee first and hoping that they reach the students, like it doesn't really have a direct impact on them. So do you have any plan to follow up on that?
To be frank with you, right, I only got 1 year.
Yeah.
I think that's the restriction here. If let's say we pull, that's the amount of resources we have. Let's say if we we just throw everything out to the general public, which I think is what we have been doing for the past few years. Have we received much returns? It's not much, I think. I mean, it's diminishing returns if you study econs, then something like that. You throw too much, and after that the returns the marginal benefit is not there. So I'm hoping that we can go down to the EXCO, to the core level, and if we can build a strong core, right, I believe in the ripple effect. Yeah. Yep. But I must say, within this year, I cannot promise that I will suddenly raise the awareness. Suddenly, perception survey from 8% jump to 80%, that's impossible. But it can raise to, let's say, 10%, 11%. That's an improvement really. And if the MC member, if council meeting, everybody really come in and engage, I think that's a step away. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah. And later you can queue again.
Ask again.
Yeah, you can queue again. The queue card.
Right. Also, at the, I wouldn't take too much of your time actually.
No. It's my honor.
Get me to the website first.
I shouldn't do so much later.
Well. Now that we have transport infrastructure and all that. The second point, please outline your personal takes on each of those segments and highlight which one would you want to improve the most first.
First,
Yes. Please highlight your stand on each.
I cannot say I want to propose, I want to improve everything at one go, right? Because that would be the best, right? Highlight, it's a bit challenging to highlight, there's a lot of stuff. Okay, I start with transport. Basically, I think everybody knows about the ISP issue. That serves the transport I suppose. So I don't need to highlight, everybody knows. The awareness level there is very high, way above 8%. Yeah, so transport, I'm supposed to say my own view on it.
Yes.
Okay, my view is right, the school is doing a good job actually. We are trying to push, but as you compare, right, I'm in year 3 now. When I was in year 1, right, it was much worse. They are all blue buses. People cannot go in, that's one thing. There's not a lot of routes. And even after the introduction of U-Town, right, I think the school is coping it quite well. Yeah, indeed, it's true that there's still a lot of program here and there. But I think it takes time for us to revamp it. I mean, the operator is comfortable. I think in terms of transport expertise, they got more people as compared to all of us. We are just undergraduates. But I think they are trying their best. small things. But my take, right, if let's say what to improve the whole situation, right, there's only a certain amount of things that we can do on the system. That means to say, in introducing number of buses, changing the routes. We changed for the past 1 year, you realize, right, a lot of routes has been introduced and changed for many times because we have been championing for it. But there's a limit to how much you can do. So what's my solution to it? It's actually on the students to change the habit of traveling, the mentality on the students. So 2 points. 1 point is, this is very obvious. The bus is full at Kent MRT station, and everybody try to get out, even though it's obvious that the bus is full, and the people cannot get out. This is the kind of mentality that need to be changed. If let's say we want the bus to get out faster, that's one. Second, traveling pattern. I think everybody is guilty of this. 12 o'clock, let's say you got break, then 3 o'clock, your break is in arts. 3 o'clock you got lesson in engine, or no, in science, for example. You will slack in arts until 2:45, then you take the bus. Why choose the peak hour to take the bus? You get what I mean? The amount of capacity will increase a lot to the extent whereby the non-peak hour, right, the capacity is wasted. So why not just have a comfortable ride, take the non-peak hour buses? Yeah, that's the kind of mentality, which I think from the union level is very hard to change because it's a societal problem. It happens everywhere. Yeah, so we must slowly improve. Yeah, that's for transport. Oh my god, very long. Infrastructure. I don't have much stake in it, but in general, the school actually under UCI, OED, UCI University Campus Infrastructure Planning something like that. So they actually have master plan, concept plan, all the way 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. And once in a while they will engage us to share. And they are improving the infrastructure, definitely. On a small level, I think you will rely on the con club because they know more. Things like which corner don't have PowerPoint, which corner the benches spot. Those kind of things we need a lot of con club engagement because they are on the ground. You guys are in the different faculty club, I'm in YH. Nobody come to YH. so I admit to wait feedback kind of thing. If let's say a linear site fail, we can come to us. We can do it on the union level. Yeah. So that's our infrastructure. Yep. Academic, as of now, right, there's a few who are here and there. Let's say SU option. I think some people still concerned about SU also. I'm from arts, so I'm not sure about other faculty. But for arts, I think a lot of people is concerned why I cannot SU my non-faculty mod, my non-major mods. Let's say I'm an econ student, I take English literature, that one's supposed to be on the core, so I cannot SU. But it doesn't make sense, you look at my language so sweet, how do we become English literature? But that's the whole idea. And the school, right, I think there is some concept. For this SU option, I'm not going to put my view here unless you're interested. But that's the kind of thing that we are facing. And academic, I think it's a constant thing. It comes and goes, and we need feedback from students also, and with concrete evidence. Let's say, for example, if you say, oh, my TA cui. So why cui? You know what I mean? You must tell me why cui. Then I can help you guys to actually collectively as a union, we can go to the office to tell people like, oh, why this TA cui? Something like that. So retail and dining, 7-Eleven, Starbucks, all this kind of stuff. Is it?
Yes, and also canteen stuff because truth be told, I will only eat in campus if I'm rushing, if I have only a 1 hour break between lessons. Or else I'll be outside already, partly because of personal taste and partly because there's more variety.
So what you want me to do this? Because I think, right, to be frank with you, right, the retail and dining, I think the selection in school is quite okay. It's just that our taste bud is a bit weird. Yeah, like for example in YH, long ago when it was a normal canteen, people complain that the food sucks. After we bring in food junction, the food still sucks. You get me? But it's a kind of expectation that we need to manage. Yeah, you're coming in for subsidized food, so the taste might be subsidized a bit. Something like that. I mean, look at what Deck Yong Tau. It's not fantastic, but it's cheap, and people see the value in it, people queue for it. Yeah. So that's the whole idea. I'm not sure, I mean, yeah, there's some pricing inconsistency here and there, but we are doing things to address it. Things like 7-Eleven. Yeah. And just some information sharing, I think all the home clubs will understand, just to let the observers know. We do have this dining committee, so-called, you know when tendering comes, right? The student volunteers, right? Each home club and faculty, even EXCO, right, we will send representatives to go down and taste the food, to give our comments on individual stocks that are coming in. This is what we are doing. And the system is there. It's just that, like, for example, sorry, I'm from art student, so I need to cook us. For example, the deck, the Western food, it came in fantastic. Then after all, the portion shrink, then in the end we got them out. Yeah, these are the kind of things that we are doing. Yep.
Yeah, I don't mind being on the dining committee though.
Sorry?
I don't mind being on the dining committee.
You need to run for elections first.
Accommodation, last one.
Oh. Any specific idea you want to meet in to tackle accommodation?
Maybe U-Town and for the denizens of U-Town and for the current hall residents. So you'll take like rising hall fees, and maybe also relations between union and them. Yes.
My take.
Yes.
My take is the U-Town halls, and you left out one, the residences. They are all full-time undergraduates, even though they are foreigners, they are all members. My take is, right, we try to include them as much as possible. That's why from the next council meeting, all the JCRC president will be counted in. Yeah, so same thing goes to U-Town. We try to represent them, try to listen to your concerns. But that said, right, there might be a concern on double representation. That's a concern as well, which is very valid. So I cannot satisfy all 100% of the people. But there are students of NUS also. So any request that comes along, we'll work with it. But definitely, the relationship is on a positive direction. Yeah, it's definitely on a positive direction. It doesn't make sense for me to cut off the relationship for nothing. Yeah. So does that address? Or you want to look into the accommodation facilities? Facilities, why they are upgrading, the halls are renovating all this. But after you renovate, you need to pay money. That's why the hall fees increase. And last year we actually submitted a combined paper with the JCRC to stop the hall fee increase at least during the holiday period. That said, right, there's no continuity plan after this, so I'm going to do it to see whether we can really stop it. I don't want to stop one off, I want to stop the growth. But then we also must factor in inflation, all these kind of things, so we must listen to them. I mean, we cannot be unfair to them. And yeah, a lot of people can compare that NTU halls are not cheaper than ours, but it's the demand supply thing when it comes to first place, they are on the west side, on the kampong. Their land is cheaper. On the capital aspect, right, it's already cheaper. So it makes sense for them to be cheaper. If they are more expensive than us, then we need to question the government already. How come the kampong area is more expensive, like prime side? That's one thing. And demand supply, we got not enough land, not like NTU. I mean, you look at SMU, right, oh my god, that one is, you buy a car park lot also as good as buying a HDB there. So expensive, things like that. So it's a demand supply thing which we cannot avoid, but we can mitigate the impact. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Sorry. If possible, can you all make your question more concise, write it on some paper or whatever. Okay.
Thank you for the questions. Before we go on to the next few questions, I'd like to remind everybody that this meeting is actually recorded, so please, for all candidates and members asking questions, please watch your language. Yeah, I make it more formal. Yeah, so, any questions?
Hi, Wei Yuan, year 4 arts. You talk about a louder union, you want to be more visible. But one of the bugs is the financial aspect of this. Is that FOCC is spending a lot of money and you want to make it more efficient. How do you have the courage? Are you able to plan such that FOCC can be more visible? You want to achieve visibility, but yet you want to cut down the finance cut for FOCC. And do you have the courage to cut down?
That's all for the question, right?
Yeah, that's all.
As I mentioned to Randy just now, right? He still got 3 more questions for me. As I mentioned to Randy just now, right? I want to cut down and I want to improve I want to do more with less money. But the do more part actually is a lot on the soft component. I cannot give you money, say that you are one NUSSU. You get what I mean? I can give you $100, you go around and shouting me, yeah, one NUSSU, that works out, but it's only one off. And I don't have enough money. I budget it under OFS, they won't give it to me also. So I think if I want to do more, I can do more without money because I'm tackling a lot of soft stuff. That's it. I also got hard stuff. These are just some plans with you guys. Actually, I'm not sure whether you guys have visited MF this year, but there's this NUSSU committee shirt, NUSSU Kwaniba. I want to extend this thing to NUSSU Conclave as well. So hopefully all MMCs this kind of shirts. So these are some tangible, non-tangible stuff that I'm looking into. And whether I got the courage to cut the expenditure, right? I think I should have. Because since last year, I think you can ask the outgoing. I always bug them to cut more. Yeah, I always want to cut more because I come from finance and I'm doing marketing. I'm the one that's bringing in income, but there's always not enough income. And definitely I'll cut more. And by cutting more, I'm not saying that it's ridiculous cut, say that camp shouldn't stay over, for example. It must be on a well-balanced kind of equilibrium. So in terms of cutting, maybe more efficient in terms of allocating of like looking for quotation. For example, sponges. Yeah, I think arts can do it. Yeah, instead of spending $1 on one sponge, I think we can go to Daiso or those kind of value dollar shop, $1 for 5 sponges. Things like that. Small cuts that I can think of all over the places, and I think eventually it will trigger down to significant things. But definitely the cuts, I think you are very familiar with the financial procedure. The cut must come from us first because we need to budget it first. But the idea must be translated down as well. Yeah. Does that answer the question? Yeah.
Joy Science. Okay, let's say in a very ideal situation, you have gotten past the NUSSU EXCO, the NUSSU Council, and even the conclaves. And your final barrier is the school admin. So it's the NUS officers who only care about their KPIs. So you said about letting them understand that you are more than a student organization. May I know how would you go about that, and how you're going about to push through your ideas?
Same thing again, I think on a personal level. For school admin side, I think the engagement part, I focus a lot on personal touch, going down, talking to people, being more present physically. And same thing with school admin. If you're more physical, then I think it helps. Every day, nothing better to do. We try instead of hanging at the club room, you go to the office and talk, something like that. No more, engage more of that stuff. Then slowly insert the idea in it. Start from the lower ranking stuff. Then you always work with the clubs and all. Then suddenly, actually you're not bad. Then help you LT booking, all this, it helps. And sound smart. I'm not saying that we sound stupid, but a lot of students want to do a lot of stuff, want to propose a lot of stuff. But there's no specs. We ourselves, we are undergraduates, we do our projects and all, but there's no hard, concrete facts. No theories, no nothing to support what we want to champion for. And we are talking to professors. They study a lot. They are maybe a bit deteriorated, but there's a lot of info inside. So we will sound stupid in front of them. So as long as we can manage to sound smart, sound reasonable, I think it helps. They are reasonable people. So if we are reasonable enough, I think it can help to build the bridge. Yeah. Hopefully I sound smart. Yeah.
Derek from USC. To take out a point about the financial thing again, right? I initially want to ask, how do you plan to work on your stated goal of financial sustainability? Because you mentioned the example of sponges. Is it going to be the case that someone is going to be there to watch the purchasing of these items from NUSSU? So how is the policy going to work across the various conclaves and NUSSU EXCO? How is the policy going to work across all the conclaves? What are all the expenditures that go into this big category? You put FOCC and student life. Then how the expenditure is going to be brought on?
To refer to I'm not aware of the budget allocation of conclaves, but I'm guessing it's similar. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm guessing actually most of the part goes to rec FOCC events. You guys call it FOP, right? So on the small side, like sponges, I think it boils down to a lot to your own club's treasurer. That's not true. I mean, as a president, right, on a CQ level, I can try to influence, but it's up to you how you want to influence the treasurer. That's at least on that small scale. On a larger scale, right, other than cutting, right, actually I'm interested in getting more regular flow of income. That's why last year we started off enterprise, and this year we will continue to do so. To make sure that there's a lifeline, in the sense that if we need money, actually we know that there's a channel that we can tap money on. And on strategic partners, I can give you a figure actually. On the paper, right, when we got four partners, on average they are giving us around $150,000 cash every year.
Sorry to cut you off here, but I was asking about how you plan to cut the expenditure. I mean, the income side is definitely important.
Okay.
But I mean, under all the expenditures, there's like all the various club ones, and then, you know, what are the other categories that go under student life, and which ones are you concretely intending to reduce, since you said that that was one of your intentions?
I don't want to bring it up, but probably right. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we spend a lot of money, right? Everybody knows that. Why not we cut down together and do more? Something like that. But this is something that everybody must be on the same page. I cannot guarantee that everybody is. This is one example. I can safely tell you out of the 50%, 55% that I quoted, right? More than 30%, more than 50% of these 55% goes to RAC directly. And excluding flag. Flag is another amount, but flag is meaningful. So, I'm not saying that RAC is not meaningful. Serious. I'm not saying that RAC is not meaningful. It's meaningful in another aspect. It's just that we're spending a lot. Yeah. Sometimes I question myself. Let's say if club level, if let's say you guys spend 20,000 on RAC, if we save the 20,000, we buy 20,000 plus cap, for example. Will it be more beneficial? Correct. So this is something that on a CQ level, at least we must come to a common consensus. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, for question.
The gentleman want to ask a question.
Okay.
Augustine, year 3 USP/arts. Well, my question is kind of related to my identity as a student.
EXCO. So it's something that I really want to do, to move everybody together, rather than to put everybody on the same page, rather than everybody having different KPI, which is a challenge also, because some people may think this is a lot, some people may think that's more. So trying to manage expectation everywhere in terms of KPI, that's something that I will do differently. And other critics will be I would say failure. But as I mentioned in my presentation, the idea of NUSSU is very stuck at the CQ level. CQ only got 14 plus 1, 15. So it's something that I think can do more, just for spreading it, which is something I have to do also. Yeah. Not much critique, but I really conserve on my hand.
At this juncture, I'd like to remind our members asking questions to refrain from asking, to try to focus more on what's ahead and try not to look back. Yeah, I mean, and also for all members or candidates to refrain from making personal remarks.
Sorry.
Timothy Fang from USC.
Okay.
I just want to ask about the relationship that you mentioned between NUSSU and the school admin, right? And you said that once in a while the campus infrastructure committee will consult NUSSU, right? And I was wondering how much representation does NUSSU actually have on these university level committees?
Yeah.
Right, like the Senate, like the Board of Undergraduate Studies. Is it the case that once in a while they'll just come and consult us, or do we actually have fixed student representation on this committee? And so my question is, do you think that it's important that NUSSU should have representation on these committees? And if so, would you aspire to have such representation?
Yeah, focusing mainly on the infrastructure side, not the bus side, every day.
Yeah, these committees in general.
Okay, first thing is correction again, is engagement to NUSSU EXCO, trigger to NUSSU. Yeah, I think you are very familiar with BUS, probably. I think everybody know about BUS, right? Board of Undergraduate Studies. So in the board, I agree that across the board, right, there's only a few student representation, a few students down there. So in terms of number to number comparison, we cannot fight already. That said, right, if you put yourself in the shoe of the school admin, does it make sense for every club to sit in and make the whole board to become 20 or 30 people?
I'm not saying that everyone should sit in the committee. I'm saying that should NUSSU have a regular and a fixed presence on these committees?
Okay, for bus it's regular, at least for bus. For UCI engagement or the as and when, correct me if I'm not wrong, all have regulation, it's a standard thing, right? But we can propose more, right? Correct. So we can propose more, but the system is there. But I just boil down to small things. Like let's say the tendering, for example, the system is whenever got tender expire, got come, there's somebody coming in, they will ask us. So we will consider it regular, and they will miss us out. But like for tender example, the number of students represented on the board, right, in terms of like, let's say food tasting, actually is lesser than the staff. So they are just assuming that we are all humans, we taste the same thing. But that's some of the concern that you are thinking of, right? But I think I know it's not about food, it's about representation. Yeah, but I think it's subjective to the issue. Like I can't really give you a definite answer, to be frank, because if you want me to up the engagement level by planting more students in, right, sometimes we got problem finding students to sit in as well. So it must strike a balance there. I cannot give you a clear definite answer now, but if let's say the gender being raised, right, is more relevant to us, right, probably I request for more representation. Yeah, because some stuff are really on school level, which I don't really consider us. Yeah, the agenda are very good. Yeah, but we do have a say, and they do take our comments and recommendations seriously. Does that answer Timothy, right?
Hi, Charles from Vincent. I just need a quick answer for you. Please list and rank your top 3 concerns.
Top 3 concerns?
Yeah. In regards to what your plans are.
What NUSSU?
Just list and rank your top 3 student issues that you want to address.
Oh, student issues.
Yeah.
In terms of welfare, some.
Not like anything.
Yeah, anything. I think my answer will be the same as my plan, which is one NUSSU, welfare NUSSU, and other NUSSU. As much as you guys might see it as my plan, right? But it's actually plans to address the issues that we are looking at in the area. Yeah. So, but if you are looking for answers such as, are you looking for answers such as accommodation, for example?
Yeah, something along those lines.
As of now, right, top 3.
It'd be nice if you can rank them as well.
Yeah, I get what I mean. I cannot really quantify it in terms of words, as in single words, but it's the general aspect. I think we're really not reaching out enough, if you consider as well. That's the number one. We are not. That will bring down back to my NUSSU also. I really cannot answer it concretely. But some concern that I might have, right, it might not be top, but it's really a concern. Like, for example, the government is saying that we are bringing in 2 more universities. So MOE budget going to increase. They are going to become public university. So how much MOE budget is going to increase? They never tell us. And how much increase will go to us? Or will there be a reduction in subsidies on our side to complement the other side? That is some concern. It's not suffering, it's not up yet, but it's something that might happen. You get what I mean, right? So I'm just saying that tuition fee hikes tuition fee might increase again because subsidy decrease. Yeah. So this is one of the main concerns. But I don't really have a rank kind of thing. So sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah.
the 33rd cannot be here. Okay, the 33rd NUSSU Council put forth many policy issues to tackle issues that are close to the students' heart. I'll just sum up briefly. For example, for BUS, we propose for the presidents and the management committees to sit in their faculty club review committee, so that issues that are localized can be resolved at faculty level. For transport, we put up a proposal to the Public Transport Council to implement a cost cap on student transportation rates as well as the monthly concession rates, and as well as many proposals to MOE and even the school admin, for more opportunities for students and so. So which are these policies that, because to me actually I think continuity is something that's very important. So which are these policies that you actually intend to follow up with if, assuming that you get elected as president?
Internal or external?
Both.
Both. Internally, I think everything must continue for sure. Things like the presidents of each club sitting on the faculty level kind of bus, the mini bus. Quite funny mini bus. Yeah, things like that continue to follow. But on an external basis, MOE, I understand the public transport thing, we have to follow up for sure. Because I think the plans are concrete in that sense. But to be frank, right, I critique the proposal myself as well. Just some information sharing. Like we are proposing to the Public Transport Council on two things. One thing is to, you know, the concession. You can buy concession every year, $90-something. We are trying to reduce it. And second thing is to have a fare cap. That means to say from here to Pasir Ris, for example, maybe it costs $220, but you cap at, let's say, $150. The whole principle is because the whole fare system is calculated based on income per capita. And people are like ourselves, we don't really earn money. We don't have opportunity to earn full sum income. So that said, right, I think our figures are not concrete enough to justify the change. So really need to listen to them to see what's their constraint. Because I understand that as much as we always like to have public transport to be reduced in terms of cost, but to maintain the system, there must be some money there also. So that's one issue. On another issue, there's also a proposal on opportunities fund. Something that I think during the data we drafted out. So what's the point of opportunity fund? It's actually to give those who are underprivileged to go things such as SCP, do things like SCP, NOC. Yeah, true that the school have already got a lot of system in place, welfare system, schemes, bursaries, awards, to give out to people who are interested in going SCP for whatever reason they want. But for those who are less privileged, it's really an issue. Myself included, I don't have the money to go SCP even after applying for the awards. So this is something that we really propose, and hopefully MOE can step in to fund the school. Because the school actually know the idea already, but they simply just said that we got enough systems and awards, schemes to cover all these people. Yeah. So on that aspect, I think I will continue to follow up because actually it affects me individually as well. Yeah. But of course, there's a lot of other nitty-gritty issues along the way. Things like I think the concerns of TA qualities, lecturers, for example, is a ongoing issue and concern. So I really need all the clubs' help because like I always say, the clubs are the people on the ground. You guys are there to know what's wrong with the system on the ground and feedback to us. It is pertaining to union level, right, or even school level, right, we can bring it up to BUS or to the school admin to address it together collectively. Yeah. Hope that answers the question.
Hi, I'm Kenny from law school. So as you know, law school is actually in Bukit Timah campus, and there is this perceived divide between law school and NUS and the rest of the NUS community. So what are your plans to bridge the gap, if any?
Bring more things in. Small things like NUSSU badge, publicity. It is very small things. I mean, a lot of committees, they think, oh, BTC, okay, very far, don't want to paste poster there, things like that. On a junior level events at least, BTC is my location to target as well. These are small things that I can do to help integrate. That said, right, physically, right, actually it's very hard for each other to engage. So collectively, actually we can do more, combined stuff. Yeah, if you guys are very active in council, I think it's well represented, and we can do things together through, let's say, the thing that I told already, Union Week, for example, we are doing in law school as well, to show that you guys are part of the community. Yeah, I don't have a concrete plan to be frank. But it's the small things that we need to work on to create this kind of sense of belonging, I would say, to the school itself. That said, right, I think, I like to use that said. Okay, that said, right, I think the school side, they also need to put in some effort in doing that. I'm not sure, my sensing, I think in KR, Cambridge campus, right, I always think that the school admin in Cambridge always forget about law school as well, sometimes. So, through your collaboration with the law club, I think we can do more together by addressing the issue together collectively to the school as well. Yeah, does that answer the question? Not really, right?
It's alright.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. My main question, there's two parts to it, but you can answer both together. Is, can you comment on your professionalism now, right now, and what image you want to portray as a NUSSU president?
Understand on the professionalism part. To be frank with you, right, those who know me on a personal level, I cannot articulate words well. That's why a lot of that's it, because I got some short-term issue that a bit hard, and my language proficiency is not that high. So whether professional or not, in my definition, right, I will be professional enough if I take my job seriously and doing whatever I'm doing correctly and doing the right way. Yeah, if you're looking at image, right, I'm trying to look at. I don't think I can do those kind of formal presentation speech or this very well. I mean, you put me in camps, house, I see all these kind of things, ask people to cheer to get, okay, I can. But in terms of formal, I don't think I can do it. I'll try, because that's being part of the portfolio of the union president. But to complement that side of me, actually I want to be a more on-the-ground president. Yeah, if possible, right, if I have the time, right, I really want to go down to each individual faculty to know all MC members, all 14 of them, within 1 year. That's my personal target. It's hard. Those who know me personally, I'm very bad with names also. I can't really remember my own freshie sometimes. So it's hard, but I'll try. And on the ground, if it's possible, yeah.
Being CSC. So just now you have been talking about a lot of plans. For example, financial and sustainability. Is like you quote examples like Dragon Flag, stuff like that. What are your plans for the non-faculty clubs?
Okay, I'll start off this with a very frank statement because I don't know much about non-faculty club. Because based on my history, right, you can see actually that there isn't much engagement with me and non-faculty club. But that said, I'm not going to forget you guys. I think my vice president is very good at it. Ida is a outgoing PA president. That will cover my shortfall. Yeah. But for plans of non-faculty club, together with him, right, actually we are thinking of trying to engage the whole school using the non-faculty club channels. Because you guys are targeting interests that are very generic, let's say sports, CAC, PA, politics, arts and culture, things like that. So if I don't have a complete plan, to be frank, but if we can do something together to push this kind of image or come together as a union, right, through you guys, to do things together, I think that helps. Yeah, but same thing on the personal level. I think we are all located in YH. Other than sports is a bit far away from SRC, but at least on the personal level, the engagement is there. I think there's a lot of opportunity for us to work together. Yeah. I also want to appeal to non-faculty club also. Actually, it applies to all four. Because on the, like for myself especially, I really don't know how I can benefit you guys. So it will help if you guys can tell me how I can help you. Like for example, CAC, EXCO, we got a space in Starbucks performance area. I'm thinking of, actually I hope that CAC can take the whole space to run it in terms of the music and things like that. And I think this is some kind of things that we can do. And for CSC, you let me know. Engagement with NVAC, for example. I think that can help also. So let me know what can I do for you.
There are 10 more minutes left for the Q&A session. Can I have just a quick show of hands? How many people still want to ask questions? Gentlemen in the shirt, yeah.
I'd like to ask you, what do you think of
the attraction to the event, shifting the initial focus away from the event.
Sorry, can you repeat your question?
Sorry, the question is a bit bad. Language provisions here.
We can be good friends.
What do you think of the attraction to an event? So, for example, the IVE event, shifting the initial focus of the event away.
Oh, okay. Like the fringe events are more attractive than the main event. I want to quote my outgoing vice president on Facebook today. Where is the president? Oh yeah. He said that that's what he said. Quote unquote. He said that it seems that attraction to the fringe event away, grabbing the attention away from the main event, right, is a continual problem everywhere, including F1. So I think if organizers like F1 make this kind of problem, I think we got the space to make this kind of mistakes as well. Yeah, that's it. I'm not saying that it's not a key concern. But honestly speaking, right, if you took myself as a PD, right, I don't mind having the fringe event to be more of an attraction right, to the main event because it actually helps to bring in the crowd. Then after that, right, I will build on it. You see how we can, through like for example IFG bank, through the IFG bank, we can link it to the main event. I didn't go for the closing. You're referring to the closing ceremony yesterday, right? So everybody is crazy about it, right? That's why we're going to sell it. Okay. Hopefully it works, yeah. But I cannot think of things. But after this lesson, probably next year, right, we can link to probably have some engagement on the stage through the bands. I don't know. Have some name the band competition. This one is called Tom, that one called Harry, or whatever. Things like that. But it's kind of these are the small things that I think requires a lot of innovativity from the PD as well as from us to tackle it. But it's not a bad thing. That's the meaning of build on it.
Just to clarify, I don't think it's a mistake. I just think that the mindset of the people is a bit wrong.
I see. So we need to bring it back. Because a lot of events actually the mindsets are wrong. I mean, a lot of you might come here for buffet, for example. Yeah, but we can build on it. So how do I distract you from the buffet is to tell you more about myself. Hopefully you are interested in me. Things like that, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Samuel Engineering. So with welfare being the core of this direction, do you think 10% of the budget is enough? And if you are going to increase, which part will you reduce?
I want to increase welfare. Yeah, that's for sure. How much? I don't know. I need to consult my welfare. Actually, how I compose. Because increase once I must cut some pie. I mentioned about FOCC, 55%. It's a huge portion down there. Yeah, I want to cut it. Actually, last year we actually trimmed quite a bit. If not, it will be more. Continue trimming on FOCC. I'm not sure how, because actually I really went through every single event list. On the NUSSU EXCO side, right, actually we don't do a lot of events, but we are still spending a lot. So really need to find more ways, creative ways to make use of the money effectively. For welfare, right, but to add on, right, in the case whereby I can't cut any part, right, actually I don't mind spending more. It does help and it's reasonable. Yeah. Does that answer the question? Yeah.
Okay. There's a large volunteer, NUSSU volunteer base under NUSSU EXCO committees. Could you explain to students in general what do you think is the relevance of NUSSU committees to the constituent club?
Explain.
Or what is your idea of the relevance of NUSSU committees to the constituent clubs?
Okay, if you are unclear, NUSSU committees actually they serve as a functional wing of the NUSSU EXCO. For example, BISCOM, they are the marketing business wing, PMU, public relations wing, so on and so forth. Even the REACH, union's mouthpiece to a certain extent. Yeah. So what's the relationship between NUSSU committees and NUSSU Club? Actually, it's the same thing as the engagement with the EXCO. Let's say in the case, I'm just quoting, because every committee got a function. So if you guys need help on the specific function and if the committee can provide, why not engage them? For example, if one day you think that your club room is really, there's a lot of carbon footprint, so engage the same people, something like that. This is what I'm trying to say. It's based on the functionality level. If you guys see a function, a need in that particular committee, then go ahead and engage them. Then they are here to serve everybody, and we are here to serve them as well. So just work together, I think it helps. That's the answer to your question. But the general idea is the working relationship must be, in a sense, it's more on the functional level, and I believe in mutual benefit. It will come when there's a mutual benefit thing. But if there's no mutual benefit, I won't blame people for not working together. Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Randy, completing year 4. Okay, before that, I propose for an extension of the Q&A session.
Later.
Later, okay, thank you. Okay, so the third part. Okay, how will you evaluate whether your term is a successful one or not? What are the key performance indicators?
My term as in the incoming term, in the case if I'm elected.
In the case you're elected.
Okay. How successful or not is based on the 3, you can sit down. Oh, you still got a question? Okay. In the main 3 direction, one NUSSU, welfare NUSSU, louder NUSSU. What is the key performance index, KPI? One NUSSU, right, is based on the council reaction. I'm very specific. I like data, kind of things. Visible NUSSU, number of Facebook likes, for example. Survey, how many people attend, for example. Welfare NUSSU, this is challenging. Very hard to measure welfare, but I think we can sense. It's very hard to measure. I mean, some people use happiness index, but how the hell you quantify happiness? Correct. So I think it's the sensing from the ground. After the evaluation with the council, let's say through survey and things like that. For my KPI, it's always I try to be very specific so that I can see, if that answers. But my key one, right, for welfare, louder NUSSU, right, to be frank, the key one that I would want to look at, right, will be the activity on Facebook, at least. For one NUSSU, it's really the reaction from the council and on the personal level. And for welfare NUSSU, as I mentioned, it's very hard to measure. But through survey results, all these, I think we can see.
So the only way to measure from the student point of view is from survey.
That's one thing.
But what if they don't do the survey? Like you cannot target the student on
That means to say we fail already. The participation not there means we fail already. Because we can reach out to people. Yeah, that's that answer there.
Okay, so your KPI is just survey then?
Outreach, I would say survey. In terms of like the feedback, like we ask for people for volunteers for participation for in certain things, design shirt, design card or whatsoever. If the feedback, the response is not there, I think I failed. Yeah.
Okay, next slide. What if you somehow are not elected to be the president? What will you do then? Will you still contribute to NUSSU and how?
To be very frank, I won't stay in compose, but I will stay as NUSSU EXCO. When I just ran, when I decided to run, actually I decided very late to run. It was like 3 days or 2 days before the nomination closed. Then I was talking to the Arts Club president and I said, okay, I'm submitting, and I submitted. Then the first idea I had actually is to quit NUSSU EXCO totally. So actually I planned two letters. One is my speech, the other one is my resignation letter. But today, I only got one letter, which is my speech. Actually, I don't have letter for speech. Yeah. So what changed my mind is actually after my internal elections. So I thought a lot of people voted, so I don't want to fail that. So what am I going to do in EXCO in the case where I fail? I think you all know the situation here. In the case where I fail, right, actually there won't be any welfare sec incoming. Unless there's anybody who are interested in nominating yourself as a welfare sec. So, of course, I won't leave it like that. There will be two, as in right now the plan is right, there will be at least two upcoming debt welfare. So I'll try to take out welfare. I won't take out the books, but I'll try to do it out. So that after a while, somebody will take over as welfare set. And I will focus on, this is my personal interest here. Because I've been working on it, but I really want to touch on financial sustainability. Yeah. In terms of working with corporate partners to bring in more financial stuff that we can use and tap on, including enterprise. Yeah.
But you won't take out any position?
I won't take up some posts, but I will be an EXCO rep doing some posts depending on how the incumbent going to arrange me. Yeah. But
Okay,
that's
last question, very fast. In your Facebook campaign poster, right, you mentioned that you want to make NUSSU a true student organization that commands the respect of students, the school, and the general public.
Actually, the time for Q&A has already passed. So at this juncture, I'm sorry I have to cut you short a bit. Yeah, can I have a quick show of hands? How many people still have unanswered questions? So I'd like to clarify that actually observers are unable to propose any motions. So at this point, is there anyone from the council who would like to propose a motion to extend the Q&A session?
Michael propose.
And for how long?
For 15 minutes more.
Any seconders?
Try science.
Any objections? Seeing no objections, this motion is passed, so we have another 15 minutes of Q&A session. And you can complete your question.
Right. Let me repeat.
Okay.
So in your Facebook campaign poster, you mentioned that you want to make NUSSU a true student organization that commands the respect of students, the school, and general public. Don't you think the use of command here is a little bit too strong? How would you command respect from someone?
I agree it's too strong. You know why? Because this phrase, right, I actually wrote it in my elections form. I didn't know that it would be published. So I actually never read through the words.
Now the whole entire student population will see that.
I understand. What do I mean by command? Actually, to be frank with you, I agree that probably I can use a better word. But my whole idea, right, actually just to clarify some misunderstanding and conception, is actually to earn the respect. Something like that. I would say other command then, but my language really bad too. Yeah, but that wasn't on purpose.
So now what's your damage control?
Damage control.
It's already published. Everybody
Yeah,
will see it.
it's time for me to publish on my Facebook page. Yeah, because that tool, right? Is there anything that you are concerned of?
A bit like how to say. There's always a healthy interest for rank and flag, for example. As it also involves the seniors, but FOCC, for obvious reasons, is just the fresh guys. So how to bridge this disconnect?
Bridge the connect between the seniors and the FOCC.
Yes.
Actually, you are referring to rank and flag in particular, right?
Yes.
Okay, rank and flag, right? Actually, my stand will be I leave it for the participating body to define what kind of rank and flag they want. You get me? Things like some clubs, you guys see rank and flag as a FOCC project, so there's only freshie. Some clubs see it as an engagement thing together with the senior, so everybody come in do. So it really boils down to the club objective, which I don't think which is right, which is wrong, because I'm in no position to say what is right or wrong. But it's really up to the club to define, and if they define it well and it achieves their purpose, I think that's a success. Yeah. Collectively, right, some things that I think can be better probably will be the R&R. I think we have been working on the R&R for the past few years, and every year actually has been changing. In the long run, if we can have an R&R that can be fixed for the next 10 years, that would be good. But I know it's impossible because there's a lot of things. So hopefully through the R&R, I can do some restriction on, let's say, addressing an issue. Because I believe some clubs got issues with competition, for example, competition level. Competition is good, but I think the trigger effect of competition is not good when after the certain event, it spoils relationship. You get me? I won't cover that side. I like competition. I mean, it helps everybody to improve their stuff. But it's not worth it. It spoils relationship after that, and you break the council up. That's not worth it. So if there's something that I want to work on, right, I will want to work on that. and I'm really on it actually. Yeah.
Xia and Jin, this is a question from actually from Sherman Law. He's asking how do you think that your past experience, your past term as a NUSSU BizCom chairperson, how will it enhance the how do you think your term as a NUSSU committee chairperson influences your future working relationships with the NUSSU committee?
Influences NUSSU committees. I think it will help. Am I supposed to look into the screen?
He's asking how.
Yeah, oh, this dude is on Skype. Yeah. Yeah. How can I help in terms of working with my experiences in NUSSU committee? Just some background. I'm sorry, need to bore you all with my history again. When I took NUSSU BizCom, I took over NUSSU BizCom, I mentioned just now on my slides and presentation. There's only because we do new style. If you all know what's new style. So there's only less than 25 partners, member base less than 15. So that's all I took over how close to nothing, I would say. And after I leave, now we got more than 120 partners. My strength, new strength from the incoming got more than 90, right? Freshies, is it? 60 plus something, yeah. So I think this is the kind of differences I managed to make in my term as a NUSSU BizCom chairperson. At the same time, because I sit in the NUSSU EXCO as well as a DOM, so actually I managed to steer BizCom into a direction that complements the EXCO. Because before my term, right, BizCom is actually just another committee that's doing events, which I don't think is right in the first place because it doesn't serve any functional purpose for EXCO and the committee itself. So in that sense, I managed to steer the committee towards the correct direction. And with this experience, I think it's possible for me to engage the NUSSU committees in a more knowledgeable manner because I know what's happening there. Yeah. Even though my plan didn't really mention that, but I see that as part of NUSSU EXCO. Yeah. Does that answer the question?
We have 5 minutes left. Is there anyone who has not been caught but would like to ask a question?
Oh, alright, yeah.
Hi, Sihao, Science Year 2. Actually, I have 3 questions. You mentioned regarding financial sustainability, right? Then in that sense, how do you justify your previous decisions to, let's say, bring in Kuma or bring REC to the promontory, given that these have a lot of costs? And also, what's your take on future plans that may intend to do such extravagant things?
I can let you know. For Kuma, right, I did just some factoring. We paid $4,000 for it. For it. For it. At least for yeah. For it. But the project earned money. You get me? So if there's things that I think is worth spending, I think it can because we will lose money. In fact, the batch it was a sold out. We sold more than 1,000 tickets. Yeah. So if let's say the amount of money that we spend in is worth it, I don't mind spending it. The second one is the decision to promote. That wasn't my decision actually. That was a collective decision. Yeah. But I think to a certain extent it does deliver a lot of things out. Yeah, we are throwing money in, but I think a lot of tangible stuff actually came out. At least the experience performing under the scanner of CBD, things like that. It's very hard to measure, but I think there's some tangible returns there. Yeah. So how do I make it more sustainable in that sense? Is it? That's the second part.
What's your take towards like future projects that intend to also spend a lot of time?
As long as it's worth it, I think it's possible. That's it, right? How to measure whether it's worth it or not. I can offer my experiences, but in the case whereby you really cannot justify it, right? I would say no. I hope my Vincent will say no. So yeah. Yep. That's an answer.
Yeah. Just to clarify, you also mentioned that some of your solution towards working closer with admin officers is based on having more personal relationships with them. So actually, in a sense, students will graduate, people will move on and get promoted and move elsewhere. So how is this sustainable in a sense? Like the relationship may last only 1 year.
So the outgoing must really do a good job in proper handover. Cannot just disappear like that. It's really, actually, in general, it's a continuity issue, right? Correct. The outgoing really must play your part. You don't bunk up. You're not off. Even after your successor is here, you're officially gone after probably your hand takeover period. Let's say AGM, for example. Proper hand takeover must be done. And same thing, relationship must be translated. Small things like instead of, for example, a new club president is in, instead of him approaching the dean directly, I think it would be nice if the outgoing bring him to the dean and do a proper introduction. Try to relate the relationship there. Yeah, it's a very soft kind of human touch thing, but I think it appears not just in NUSSU or in NUS. Actually, it's all over the board. Even for corporations, big companies with long history, there's also a continuity problem. The boss change, relationship change, but it's a matter of how we can make it better. Yeah.
The last question. You mentioned just now about competition and not really related, but what is your take regarding the rank like chancellorship and also the new initiative of the banding?
Some background here. The banding thing is like SYM, correct me if I'm wrong, it's like SYM and there, right? Bronze, silver, gold, things like that. And on top, I know the argument there is, so why have the banding thing in when in the end you still got the chancellorship? Yeah, my take is right. I totally agree with the argument. I think that if we want to ease off the competition or make it better, I would say, banding is a way to go. But why the chancellorship is there? Because we also must think that there's a lot of other stakeholders. Chancellorship means it's chancellor, means the president will be handing over it. So if one day I finally say that, oh, actually, Mr. President, you got no more chancellorship hand over. You get what I mean? It's not just our decision, it's a collective decision with the school admin. And moving forward, right, I hope, I don't know whether this term will happen or not, but if can, I don't mind removing it. But it's a collective decision again, because it's not something I can decide myself. Because some clubs do value it. Yeah.
Okay, time for the Q&A session now left. So please, can I have a round of applause for Mr. Goh Ren Kai. At this point, I'd like to invite Mr. Goh Ren Kai to leave the before I proceed to the second part of the election.
Thanks for listening. I want to do project.